We go then, the final of Players' Championship 25, and it is a match between Dave Chisnall, prolific winner of these tournaments, although not in recent times, but he did return to the winner's circle
25. Josh has won
in Belgium just a few weeks ago. Josh Rock, though, has won 5 Development Tour titles, but he's playing in his first final on the Pro Tour, despite what has been a real standout first year.
140.
And one of the things that has been evident throughout the day is the nerve, the guts that Josh Rock has. Well, he's going to need some, isn't he? Because Dave Chisnall has been hitting 180s like they're going out of fashion, a bit like that vest that he once wore.
Yeah, the other thing that has been evident has been the number of Chisnall 180s, hasn't it? What's the tally so far, Chris? Have you got?
Well, that puts him on 30.
Yeah.
137.
And the
For
record.
the day, we saw 9 against Gerwin Price in the semi-final.
Yeah, incredible. Rock has had a fair few himself.
108.
Add another one to their tally for Josh Rock. Oh, I think we'll see in a best of 15 legs. We could see well into double figures here. I mean, 1 every 2 legs between the two players is regarded as a pretty decent level of 180 hitting, but in this it could be a close to 1 a leg between them. I reckon we could see around 15 in the match. We don't see
29.
the bullseye hit by Josh Rock, and we won't see Dave Chisnall go straight up for the bullseye, will we, here, surely? 10 for tops.
Well, the 180 in the leg helps Chisnall get down to the double, but he can't hit it. And it'll be 1 double 12 for JR.
$19.
And Chisnall will do this. He's done it for years, hasn't he? He'll take his time over a double.
Game shot.
And so often it's effective for him. And that is an effective start, a breaker throw in leg 1.
So Rock with a missed bullseye and 2 darts missed at the outer ring, and Chisnall is able to take full advantage to lead 1-0. And just checking the odds at the start of the match, Chisnall was the slight favourite, despite having to go against the darts. And I suppose that makes sense when you consider the rankings of the players and the experience of the players and all those kind of things that you might factor in.
41.
Well, the 180 tally has been added to again by Dave Chisnall. He's now actually just 3 away from breaking the record. 2.
3 from Chisnall in, well, let's call it 2 legs. He won't hit another one in this one, obviously, but 3 in 2 legs.
He might hit a 9-dart finish, mind. Well, that's not going to happen, but Chisnall is certainly in the mood. Yeah, he's up to 32 with those 3. The record hit by Jose de Sousa a couple of years ago, 34 for 1 day at a Players' Championship event.
Game shot.
Really good start in every possible way by Dave Chisnall. 3 maximums and 2 legs 1.
100.
£12,000 and the same number of ranking points are at stake here.
140.
Probably the ranking points more valuable to Rock than Chisnall given their current positions and state of career, but nevertheless I'm sure Dave Chisnall would find them handy. Currently ranked at world number 15. Oh,
108.
he's currently ranked world number 1 for 180 hitting, certainly today.
$100.
And that record, well, I think we can say it's going to be broken in this match.
41. $123.
We'll settle for a 140 here, though, Rod.
Yes. May get it. May get it on double 10.
Yep.
For a 12-dart leg.
Game.
Brilliant. Absolutely outstanding. The outstanding treble 20 hitting paved the way again, didn't it, with 2 on that turn, but the double 10 hitting often Chisnall's Achilles heel. The double hitting certainly did not desert him there. Oh, this is magnificent now.
Well, his average is astronomical. He's now equalled that 180 record after just 3 legs of the final. Look at that, 30 points more than his opponent, 126.23, which if he does manage to stay there.
But usually, Chris, when somebody says his average is 30 points more than his opponent is playing like a drain.
Yeah.
His opponent is averaging just about 100. It was, I think, 96 when you made the comment.
Which is where he tends to level out at Josh Rock as a very high standard, as a collective average, and that's where averages really do provide us with some info, isn't it, over the course of a full season.
65 scored, yeah. 68.
You know how well someone's playing when their average can drop dramatically
98.
so quickly.
Currently, the leading 180 hitter per leg in the PDC Tour is Dirk van Duijvenbode.
60.
Genius TM. Followed by Michael Smith, followed by Dave Chisnall. But Chisnall, I'm sure, will have improved his ratio on today's showing. Before today, 33 maximums per 100 regs thrown for Dave Chisnall, on average.
96.
No, it's now had 33 today alone.
Frantically tried to tally it whether he's played 100 legs as we watch Rock looking at double 16, and he can't find it. And now Chisnall has leg 4 at his mercy.
This is like 55 today.
Oh, well, he's going to go about twice his normal rate then, isn't he?
Double top. It looks like a good guide can just crash in
Shot.
off the barrel into the bed and into a 4-leg lead.
And when Dave Chisnall plays like this, you do wonder how he's not won a really big prize, a big TV event. I mean, the answer is that in most of the finals he's played an outstanding opponent, elite level opponent, and therefore it was not exactly surprising that he got beat.
100.
Yeah, so often Phil Taylor and Michael Van Gerwen, Chisnall came a cropper against. This year, though, it was Joe Cullen, wasn't it, in the Masters?
Yeah, that perhaps the one that got away for Dave Chisnall, one that he would have been a close contest in terms of betting odds before the match.
What a different year it could have been. Effectively a Premier League playoff that match has turned into.
And Joe Cullen's taken advantage, hasn't he, to some tune.
100.
Absolutely. And I just wonder what the average would have been for Cullen had he been able to hit a double in that match earlier on against Jan van Veen.
Oh, that was absolutely excruciating for Joe Cullen
59.
fans. 28 missed darts at double by their man in that match.
I don't think Chisnall will end this match with 28 darts missed at treble.
67.
Well, Rock has a little bit of breathing space for once.
Not if he leaves 28.
140.
68 left.
Double 10 for the 20-year-old.
Game shot.
And in it goes. And a little raise of the fist in the air for Josh Rock, who probably knows that it's some achievement to get a leg against an opponent playing at this level.
$60.
Yeah, that leg, the 5th leg of the match, was the first that Chisnall has gone maxless. No 180 in that leg for Dave Chisnall. All the other legs played had featured at least one.
I'll tell you what, he's had a tough old day as well in terms of opponents, hasn't he? He was drawn against Simon Whitlock in the first round. Average 102.72 in beating the Wizard 6-2. Mike Ivanhoven and Tony Martinez, but then since then,
60.
Gary Anderson, the #1 seed Luke Humphreys, and the world #2 Gerwin Price.
Yeah.
96.
Very good day's work for Dave Chisnall, and no mistake.
81.
He's always been one of the likely lads, hasn't he? One of the top talents around without yet getting that big title, but you know he's capable. Remember the the absolute demolition job he did of Michael van Gerwen at Ali Pali a couple of World Championships ago.
Yeah, one of the great World Championship performances, that, wasn't it?
But it's arguable that in the last month or so he's playing the best stuff he's ever played. Winning again in Belgium on the Euro Tour. Damon Hesse winning in Gibraltar. Josh Rock beat him. Ended his winning streak in the semi-final.
Now, Chisnall was trying to leave 40 by hitting the outer ball. He hit the actual ball and he's left 15. And now double 4 next to his favourite, double 18. No mistake.
Brilliant. It had been 3 years without a win as well for Dave Chisnall, surprisingly for a man who's won the amount of titles he has. It's still 3 years without a win on the floor, but that might be about to change as he looks to pick up his...
I think often, Chris, that those kind of statistics are more a barometer of the overall quality of the field rather than any decline in the individual's performance. Often you can be playing at a very high level and you don't win because someone else just happens to play better than you, and there's so many that can now.
Well, that maximum is the one that breaks the record. Dave Chisnall has now hit more 180s in a single players championship tournament than any other player. That number is 35.
You see, this is why I was saying to Dan he should change his name to Mr. Maximum.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. Both players have done it, haven't they? Just stuck a Y on the end of the name or part of the name in Chisnall's case.
40.
I'm not really a fan of that, and it wouldn't work, would it, for the likes of Dirk van Dijvenbode, for example?
No. Although at least with Rocky is the name of a fictitious legendary boxer, isn't it? It does carry something.
Well, I don't know how Andy Jenkins feels about it.
Well, yes, yeah.
Double top.
38.
Well, the problem started when he found the single 4 there, only getting 1 dart at double, and Josh Rock has produced plenty of checkouts like this. Does he stay there? I thought it might have been a decent guide for him.
86.
Double 10 then, to go 6-1 in front in a game that, on the face of it, on paper, looked like it would be close. No, Dave, it's not in.
And he's waiting to hear game shot there.
Yes,
that is it.
This time, isn't it? Very good in the end. So 6-1. Was 4-0, then 4-1 as Rock got the solitary leg he's won on the board, and then Chisnall's won the next 2 as well to go 6-1 in front. Race to 8.
57.
In complete control here now, Chizzy.
Yeah, the scoring has just been sensational. More 180s than 140s. He's had 6 maximums in the match. 4 ton 40s.
134.
Of course, one of those ton 40s a finish as well.
That's right.
$137. $84.
Well, if Rock does lose, he's obviously going to be disappointed because professional sportsmen are when they lose, but I think on the broader picture it's another step forward in his darting education, isn't it? It's a final he's reached. Okay, if he gets beaten, he gets beat, but it's another part of the learning process. And all the evidence we've seen today up to this match indicates that he's going to be a force in years to come.
96.
And maybe even in days to come. We've got 3 more days
That's
here,
right.
of course, in Barnsley, and not many will want to be pitted against him. Or him, for that matter.
Ooh. 99.
Yeah, 68. Yep.
Just checking with the referee, as he's entitled to do. 18 left was the question
68.
begged by Chizzy. Andrew Davis, the official, told him he was correct. Double 10 for Josh Rock. In it goes.
Shot.
And he clings on, and that is a break of throw. So he's just keeping Dave Chisnall a couple of legs away. Chisnall can't believe he's been broken. He went to the hockey first then.
140.
Professor John Part has a formula to determine whether you're in trouble or not. And the key he always goes by, the barometer he goes by, is that you need to be closer to your opponent than he is to the finishing line. So in this instance, Rock is in trouble because he's 4 behind Chisnall and Chisnall is only 2 away from the winning post.
60.
But the equally insightful Mark Webster, I'm not sure if he's got the same amount of letters after his name as Professor Part.
57.
But he says it's important to keep them 2 away. He feels like once they're 1 away, they're going to get chances.
61.
And if you can just keep them 2 away, you always feel like you're still in with a chance.
Well, he is still 2 away, Dave Chisnall.
96.
And if he does go on to get those 2, it would be a couple of titles in a very
180.
short space of time after that 3-year hiatus. And we were talking about it earlier on the coverage today. This is the time, isn't it, to start hitting your stride?
Very much so.
135.
A number of big televised titles with big ranking points and big prize money. Very good. 7 for a 1-2-2. That 1-2-2 as easy as 1-2-3, and Josh Rock makes it consecutive legs and comes back to within 3 now at 6-3 down.
So if he can break here, then he'll be 2 away from Chisnall. He'll be 2 away from the win.
140.
And might have just got himself out of trouble. This is a trouble though, isn't it?
140.
Well, there's been a bit of a maximum drought from Chisnall. He has only hit 1 in the last 4.5 legs, which by his standards today is positively barren.
Yeah, he just wanted to break the record. Once he'd done that, he's given up.
95.
There's a brace of 140s here from Josh Rock, and that 95 just opens the door a little for him here. 132 is a finish that can go, but it's not one that's expected to go.
Rock's first maximum since the opening leg leaves him on 41 after 9 darts.
It's one that takes his tally to 20 for the day.
100.
Usually that would look pretty good. Massive.
21.
Oh, big moment, big misses from Josh Rock, and Dave Chisnall can now move to the brink of picking up that first floor title in around 3 years.
I don't think he'd list double 16 as one of his favourite doubles, but nevertheless he has 3 in hand at it. Double 8 next door now. And there's no answer next door either.
Rock off the hook.
Game
And
shot.
once again, double 10 comes to his aid, and we do have a final on our hands here. He mentioned double 16 not being one of his favourites. Maybe one of the reasons for that is just the fact the angle of entry of his darts, they just do lean across slightly, and you saw him have to step across. It's one of the strange things about this sport, isn't it, that you can throw a good dart and it makes it harder for you.
Yeah.
You throw a bad one and it's completely out of the way.
134.
He's been 2 away from victory for some time now, Dave Chisnall. He's still 2 away from victory.
97.
And a Rock hold here would put the match to within
95.
1 leg. Literally since the time it was, the first time literally since it was 1-0.
Yeah, it was 6-1 at one stage.
Yes, it was.
41.
Using the ball there to leave 170, Dave Chisnall. Rock needs 2 trebles to get in similar range.
58. 56. $180.
Well, he was out of this leg. He might have just got himself back into it. No can do for Dave Chisnall, so Josh Rock will return after hitting that 180 to leave 66 to make it 4 legs on the spin.
76. 98.
$56 remain, 40 left now, double top, 1 down in hand. Oh, he's really dragged
46.
that one down, disappointed. The reaction said it all, and Chisnall has got 3 in hand here to go to the hill, to go within 1 leg of victory. Double 8 the target, he's one of the doubles he missed in the last leg.
Yeah, back in that corner. And again having to step across. But this time trying to use that dart. Wrong side of the wire. Open bed. Double 4. And he finds it. And that could be the pivotal exchange in the contest. A missed dart at tops from Josh Rock. And Dave Chisnall then pinning double 4 last in hand to break as well. So he does throw for victory.
84.
You mentioned whatever happened when it looked like Chisnall was just going to completely railroad Josh Rock, that he would leave this tournament with an enormous amount of credit. I think now he's going to leave it with even more credit for the way that he rallied back.
Yes. He's not rolled over by any manner of means, has he? He's come back well from 6-1 to get it back to 6-4. But the comeback has stalled. Has it ended completely, I wonder?
96.
It has been a great few weeks for Dave Chisnall. That title in Belgium, he hit a 9-darter on the way as well. And it could be getting better and better.
95.
Remarkably more than twice the age of his opponent here, Dave Chisnall.
130.
But still big things expected of him.
Well, that's the beauty of darts, isn't it? One of the beauties of darts. The age doesn't matter. You can have people in their 50s playing people in their teens and on an equal footing. Double 16 for the title.
51.
Oh, 2 go. Will there be more to follow in this leg?
He's had a bit of a falling out with that double in this game. Treble 18 leaves double 18.
92.
So close, but yet so far. And Chizzy gets his chance again.
And 3 more at this pesky double 16. And this time, Dave Chisnall puts it away and puts Josh Rock away. And Dave Chisnall ends the drought in terms of players' Pro Tour titles. He beats Rock 8-4. It was too good on the night because Chisnall dominated from the get-go. He won the first 4 legs of the match. And despite a mini fight back from his opponent, he's gone on to win 8-4. The average is over 100 for Chisnall, 97 for Rock. And the checkout success, pretty good for Chisnall, not so good for Josh Rock. And the maximums carried on from Dave Chisnall. Another 6 to take him well into the 30s for the day. Rock hit 3. It was a pretty good game. It wasn't of the standard we saw in the semi-finals, perhaps, from both players, but good enough from Dave Chisnall. He'll be delighted with that.
Dave Chisnall. You had to wait a long time to win a title. You got it under your belt in Belgium, and within a few weeks, you've picked up another one, and you've played incredibly today.
Yeah, today had been a very good day for me. I was treble 20s. I just going in like there's no tomorrow. Like I'm going up there and my first dart's in the right place on the treble 20, and they're going in. I make 180 for fun all day. I'm very happy. I've hit big scores. I've hit crucial 140 checkouts. I've had 3 or 4 of them today. It's got me through.
Do you know how many 180s you hit today?
Well,
Loads.
Yeah, I can't count them, can I?
35.
Yeah.
35. That is a record for these Players' Championship events in the sort of era for Dart Connect. Beat Jose de
If we had
Sousa.
another 2 more games, I don't know 50 either.
Look, most of your games today, you've blasted everybody off the board,
Yeah.
but Gawain Price pushed you. Josh Rock pushed you in that final. He came back at you strongly there.
Yeah.
You must be really proud to come through those tests, because it's one thing averaging 115 and blasting somebody away, digging in and finding the right shot when you need it as well.
Yeah, that's what I did against Gawain Price there. Like I say, I give him legs. That's why it was so close. But if I hit them doubles, he gets nowhere near. And Josh Rock there, he just battled through. To be fair, I'm saying to myself behind me, so I'm outscoring him here. And he's crawling back, but the double four, if I go one leg away, I thought I've got him here now.
What's it feel like now, Chiz, to be back winning titles again? I mean, this is your 17th PDC ranking title, but there was a 3-year spell you didn't win any, and you were worried, weren't you? You were concerned about where things are going. You're still having good runs in tournaments and things like that. You're still playing good darts, but, I mean, not like today, not like some of the stuff you threw in Belgium.
Yeah, to be fair, last year was a nightmare for me, which everybody knows. I don't want to go through it again. Like, but my mum passing away, I get my son, so it was really hard. But from like says, let's say after I got COVID at the Worlds, cost me a few grand. So yeah, I just started practicing. Like I say, I only practice 1 day a week, and it's like 7 hours practice, and it works.
Well, there was a time where, a good long period, where every year you could bank on Chizzy to pick up 2, 3, maybe more titles. You must feel, you've picked up 2 already this year, you must feel like you're back where you were there, one of the very, very best. Premier League, World Series, all of that is right there to be won.
Yeah, it is. That's what my goal is, to get back to the Premier League and that, but it's just consistency. That's all it is. If you don't get that consistency, you're not going to win these tournaments. And I've always said it, game of darts, for win tournaments, you need luck. To be fair today, I don't think I've had any luck. I think I've just battered the people who played. But Belgium, I had plenty of it. De Sousa missed loads of doubles. I played people who missed doubles all the time. That's the luck I needed, and I've got it. And who knows? Bring on.
Well, look, it's been a big day for Dave Chisnall. It's been a big day for a number of players, like Mike De Decker forcing his way into the qualifying spots for the Worlds. A first senior final for Josh Rock. A word on, I mean, that even you, Dave Chisnall, one of the biggest scorers this game's ever seen. He's got to be impressed by that, lad.
Listen, I've said it. I said it. Many interviews I've done. Josh Rock is the future, and he's so good. He's so good. I know what he'll learn from these losses. Like I played in the first. Beginning of the year, first 2 games, when he come over and he beat me twice, 2-2 in there, be a lot of rivalry between me and him, I think so. Well, even though I'm like 20 years older than him.
Well, look, Josh Rock may be the future. Dave Chisnall is the present, his 2nd title of the year, and he's been hitting 180s like there is no tomorrow, but there is a tomorrow, and there's 2 days after that as well, because we've got Players' Championship action, 4 consecutive days. Dave Chisnall is the winner on the opening day. Join us tomorrow here at Barnsley Metrodome, where Chizzy is going to look to double up. How many of these can you win this weekend?
I can win them all, play like that.
There we go. There we go. Done. Final word to Chizzy.